today we're going to make breakfast bombs. I made some biscuit dough. If you have a tube of refrigerated biscuits, that will work as well. But I like to make my biscuits from scratch, so I have my dough. I scrambled 8 eggs and 8 slices of bacon, cooked and cut into little pieces. Well, really, I didn't have to cut it. I crumbled it with my bare hands. So I'm going to roll out my dough for my biscuits to about 1/4 inch thick. And then I'm going to cut a circle. I'm going to take that circle, okay, a spoonful of eggs, a couple pieces of bacon, and some cheese. And then I'm going to stretch the biscuit dough around to cover all the ingredients. And then we are going to take it and press it seam side down, see where the seam is there, into a greased pie plate. And we're going to do that until we are out of biscuit dough or eggs and bacon. We're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And I have 1.5 cups of shredded Monterey Jack cheese. You can use any type of cheese that you want. This is just what we keep. And if you have a tube of biscuits, you don't have to cut them out. They're already in circles, but you do need to flatten them a little because they will be too thick. They won't cook the right way. And they won't hold in their small size a lot of eggs and bacon and cheese. And now we're just going to roll that dough back out and start again. So this recipe makes about 22 of these little bombs. And I still have extra biscuit dough left over, which my youngest son will be very happy about because he just wants biscuits this morning. So once these are finished cooking, I'm going to make just some plain biscuits. I'm leaving a little bit of bacon in my bowl because I'm going to sprinkle it over the top when we're finished. So, and a little bit of cheese. All right, so those are our breakfast bombs. Now I'm going to clean this up so that we can brush the tops of them before we put them in the oven. So I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter that I'm just going to brush over the tops of each of these little biscuit bombs. Just like that. And then I have a little seasoning salt that I'm going to sprinkle over the top. Important to note, I did not salt my eggs, and so because of the flavors of the bacon and the seasoning salt, I didn't want to over salt the whole dish. So this is where we're going to get flavor, extra flavor besides the bacon, which also gives it flavor. So I just have 1 tablespoon of seasoning salt that we're going to sprinkle over the top of both of these. And there's some left over, and that's okay. We don't need to use it all. Now I'm going to take that little bitty It's not a lot. I've got maybe a teaspoon of bacon, little pieces of bacon left. So I'm going to sprinkle those on top too. That way everybody knows what's inside. Yes, we like surprises, but not if we have vegetarians in the house. So these are going to go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, and then we'll be back. So our breakfast bombs are out of the oven. We're going to let these cool for about 5 minutes, and then we'll tear open.